the longest journey around the world? Ferdinand Magellan, Battle of Mactan, and the first Christian movement. Does it ring a bell? My name is Rebel or Ate Bell from Group 1 here at National Museum of Fine Arts. Come join us and explore more about the first voyage around the world.
Hello everyone! At this moment, you are with Ate Naomi. But before we proceed to learning about the first voyage around the world, be ready to get to know the author of this account, Antonio Pigafetta. Antonio Pigafetta was born in 1491 in the province of Vicenza, Italy. He is also known as Antonio Lombardo, and he died in Vicenza, Italy in 1534. He was a scholar and an explorer from the Republic of Venice. He was also a seafarer and geographer. One fact about Antonio Pigafetta is that he was part of the first world circumnavigation that was started by the Portuguese explorer named Ferdinand Magellan. And to know further about his account, here's Ate Jovel to talk over about it.
Thank you, Ate Naomi. Spain and Portugal were bordered by Atlantic Ocean and Mediterranean Sea, the reason why Europeans nations first explored the world. Ferdinand Magellan, a sea captain, had a goal to find the western route to the Spice Islands. In search of fame and fortune, he set out Spain in 1519 with a fleet of 5 ships to discover a western sea route to reach the Spice Island of Indonesia. 5 ships, 279 men, they sailed to West Africa and then Brazil. What do you think happened next? Let's go to Ate Mary Quinolin.
Thank you, Ate Jovel. Hello, everyone. I am Ate Queenie. And did you know that Ferdinand Magellan discovered a strait that was named after him and was the first European to cross the Pacific Ocean? Antonio Pigafetta was also a key player in this expedition as he took part in the first circumnavigation around the world and accomplished a detailed description to the report of the first voyage around the world. Despite Antonio Pigafetta's fascinating and fleeting personality, documents and testimonies about him were too little to establish a satisfactory profile on the biographical side. Now, let's move on to Kuya Summer for more information.
Thank you, Ate Queenie. Did you know that Magellan's fleet weighed anchor from Seville on August 10th, year 1519, with 5 smaller vessels sailing over the Canary Islands and down along the African coast, crossing the equator. From there, they sailed to the Brazilian coast where they stayed for a while, gathering supplies and forging friendly contacts with cannibalistic tribes that lived there. He also talks about how in 1519 when in Barcelona, he discovered about Magellan's expedition and he was eager to learn more about the world. Once again, this is your Kuya Summer bringing you some new knowledge, and now Miss Ate MR will take it away from here.
Thank you, Kuya Salmer, for that information. And now, I am Ate MR who will continue the discussion. We arrived in Patagonia where they spent winter months in a desolate solitude, met local people who looked like giants. They survived the maturity of one of the captains, and some disgruntled sailors and continued the exploration of the coast. Unfortunately, one of the vessels was drowned, but the whole crew managed to be saved. They proceeded until the discovery of the strait named after Magellan himself on October 21, 1520, and went back through, although one of the ships deserted, sailing back to Spain. When they arrived in the Philippines, they became acquainted with the natives who proved hospitable and welcomed them as guests in the king's palace. The indigenous people affected with the celebration of Mass and the festivity planted in the island promised to convert to Christianity. Once again, I am Ate MR, and you will now proceed to Ate Jelly, who will tell what happened after these events.
Hi guys, I'm Ate Jelly. So to continue, the locals quickly developed commerce and trade. The king, queen, and other nobles of Cebu converted to Christianity and were soon followed by the entire population. Shortly after, Magellan took part in a conflict with the locals who refused to be colonized. This battle is famously known as the Battle of Mactan, the battle between Magellan's army and Lapu-Lapu's tribe, where Magellan got killed. The rest of the expedition escaped and retired, but were trapped by Magellan's interpreter and the King of Cebu, where another massacre of Europeans occurred. The surviving ship continued to Borneo and the city of Brunei, where they stocked up and traveled southland to the Moluccas 27 months after their departure from Spain. But despite their perspective of good business that lies ahead, their desire to return to their homeland overcame them and urged their return home. Now let's go to Ate Rachel, who is going to talk about the relevance of the document.
Thank you, Jelly! Hi everyone, Ate Rachel here. We all learned from the other Ates and Kuya that the first trip around the world is a historical event that Antonio Pigafetta took part in and was able to finish the trip even after the death of Ferdinand Magellan. His detailed description of the journey was considered one of the most important pieces of evidence relating to the geographical discoveries of the 16th century. To us Filipinos, this document is important since it gave enough information about what was in the past in the Philippine history. We were able to gain knowledge about our ancestors, past tradition, and culture. Now let's learn more about its significance with Ate Mandy.
Thank you, Ate Rachel, for the insights. Hi everyone, Ate Mandy here. I'm sure you're now filled with fascinating knowledge about the first voyage around the world. Together, let's find out why is it important. Through the first voyage, Christianity was introduced by the Europeans. Magellan also made it known that it was possible to sail around the world. He also contributed to geographical knowledge as he proved that the earth is round. More than that, the Magellan's expedition is significant because it paved the way between the Philippines and the Westerns. Now back to you, Ate Jelly!
Thank you, Ates and Kuya, for teaching us about the first voyage around the world. I really hope you guys learned something from us today. See you on your next adventure. Bon voyage!